Hi, my name's Byron Martin here at Logie's Greenhouses, and today we're going to be talking about begonias, particularly Rex Begonias. The Rex Begonias cultorums are a group of fancy-leaved begonias with these beautiful markings in their leaves, have been grown for many years and hybridized for their beautiful color, and make great indoor plants, particularly under somewhat moderate light conditions and under the dryness and stress that we often find in a home in the wintertime. So in cultivating them, we want to make sure that we have a place that gets adequate light and good quality light. That's an east to west window is optimum. If you put them out in the summertime, make sure they get some shade from the high noonday sun. The other critical thing in growing them is to make sure that the soil actually dries out between watering to the point where even this is going to start wilting. These leaves will actually go down. When begonias, any begonias, but Rexes included, go into a wilt stress, that means that they actually drop down and start sagging or flagging, it never hurts them. Some plants actually will yellow and the leaves will get damaged. They can come right back up out of that with a watering. So they tolerate it quite well. And that's key in growing them, is to make sure that they get that dry period, even to the point of wilt stress, between waterings. That's going to keep their root systems healthy. They are warm growing plants. We really, although they will tolerate temperatures down into the 40s, or even above freezing, they do better if we grow them above 60 and preferably above 65 degrees. That keeps them actively growing, keeps the roots healthy, which is really one of the big challenges. In root health, that watering and that temperature will also improve the root quality. And then we also like to grow them in clay pots. There's a clay pot, it's got a lot of algae on it. It was sitting on a bench in a greenhouse. And we grow them fairly tight. And tight meaning that there's a lot of plant and root for this size pot. Don't overpot them. And you can see these are the nice white feeder roots that are growing here during the summertime. And this plant has been in this same pot for, maybe 2 or 3 years, never been repotted. We use this as a mother plant or a stock plant for harvesting leaves off for propagation, but it looks like maybe the rhizomes here, which you can see these really heavy rhizomes that build up, have been cut back maybe several times just to kind of contain it. This one particular variety is raspberry tort, and it has a very nice compact habit to it. It's what we call a standard Rex, meaning the leaves are fairly large and the plant is fairly large. One thing about Rexes is they are seasonal, and they will actually go into a dormancy in the wintertime if you put them under stress. And the stress can be low light, it can be cool temperatures, particularly the shortened days of winter in the north here does that. And they will stop growing. The leaf color will actually fade a little bit, and some of your leaves may fall off. Remember, don't worry about if they're getting kind of like slow and sitting there and losing a few leaves during the wintertime. It's important to accurately water them and just let them rest during that 3 or 4 months that they sit there to allow them to come back out of it. They're not heavy feeders because they're grown under low light, so generally what we recommend is fertilizing intermittently during their active growing season, which is February, March down to September, and then discontinuing. Rex begonias also flower, although it's not their high point, and here are some of the blooms that come out. They always come out with a short stem. Flowers are generally pink. Sometimes we have a little more white in them or a little more pink. They kind of hold down below the foliage, and they never have more than 3 or 4 flowers on the top of the spike, which really differentiates them from the rhizomatous group of begonias, which usually come up with tall sprays. The flowering cycle can be throughout the year. Generally, we see more of it in the summertime than we do in the winter. Thank you for watching today. This is a little bit of information on how to grow Rex Begonias, which have graced homes for decades. If you'd like more information, you can go to logies.com.